Happy Friday, Flosstube friends. I have been away, not away as in from my home, but away from filming, but I have been stitching and I have some fully finished objects and a couple of finished objects that are going to go to the framer next week. So excited to see you today. Wishing you a wonderful weekend wherever you are. If you are in the midst of this heat wave in Europe without air conditioning, I am sending you prayers and good thoughts. This worries me to hear. We are so spoiled here in the southeast, southwest to have air conditioning because we get the triple-digit temperatures most of the summer. I do worry and pray for all of you and hope that cooler weather will soon be yours. Nothing else here, just lots of church and family activities. We were able to see my dad, spent a few days with him, celebrated his birthday a little bit early. He is now 94 and doing very well physically, just slowed down a little bit. Then we are preparing for lots of grandchildren time in the month of July, babysitting one granddaughter, visiting a granddaughter and grandson, and having 2 or 3 of our older grandchildren here with us for a few days while their parents are busy with things that need to be done in our area. Just a lot coming up. So before I forget, I want to wish you a very happy 4th of July. This is a super special Independence Day for our country, 250 years. Hard to believe. Mac and I were reminiscing about celebrating the bicentennial when we were much younger. Here we are, 250 years, and the word that is appropriate for that has left my brain. I'll need to look that one up. But you're here about cross stitch, so let me get started. Again, so happy to be with you and share the craft that we love. So I always have to start with my excitement when I have finishes or fully finished, so I will do that first. You will remember, if you have been with me at all, maybe within the last year, that I stitched a historical sampler company kit that we purchased in the UK. And this one is called Holly Christmas Patchwork. This was one of those stitches that you just didn't want to put down. So much fun. Well, it is not only finished, but framed. And if we can do this without the light bothering us, look at that. It makes me ready for Christmas to come so that we can hang this. It was a fun stitch from beginning to end. Guys, I will close that blind in just a moment. But this is a green Aida, and it was 2/1 with the kit floss. I commend historical sampler company kits to you. They are beautifully packaged and so much fun to stitch. Let me see if closing these blinds will help us all. Hey, that may help. Let's try. A little bit. So we chose, it's almost a gray frame, and then the red with the white inset. I think that really sets that off. So it's ready for the holiday, and I'm thrilled to have that out of my finished pile. The other one, I do not have the box with me, but it was another kit, Bothy Threads, that we also acquired in the UK. We got this one in Edinburgh because when we were there, the daffodils were gorgeous. And I can't remember the name of this little kit, but it is from Bothy Threads, and so we wanted the daffodil. We also love ladybugs, And there's the honeybee and the precious little bird. And as Bothy Threads often does, it is the speckled Ada. So again, 2/1. This one we chose, it's a goldish frame with the green mat. And this will hang in our kitchen with another framed piece that has a light green mat. I should have brought that to show you, but it's the Owl Forest embroidery that I did several years ago. The domestic pursuits. I'll have to show it to you sometime soon. But this makes me so happy to see. It makes me think of our trip, all the things we love, nature, springtime. So that just framed up so nicely. Let me get it closer so you can see that adorable ladybug and that bee. I love their details on their kits. Again, Bothy Threads. So that one is ready to hang now. Then I have 2 finishes. You know that I had been working during Have Fun in May, or May Mania, on this lovely Erin Elizabeth design, which I'm not going to worry about taking that out of the plastic because I'm going to show you the real thing. So it is a finish. Let me hold this up for you. Look at this. Everything about London or Britain that you would love. The tea, the double-decker bus, teapot, the crown, Big Ben, a corgi, and of course the taxi and the beefeater and the classic phone booths, all on the tier or display tray. Oh, I just love it. This was a gift from Natalie, Home Sweet Home, handmade. Thank you so much, Natalie. I am thrilled to have this ready to be framed. This was stitched on a natural linen 1/, no, actually, yeah, I believe it's an even weave, forgive me. And is this the one I coffee and tea dyed? No, I ordered this one. It is here. I'm going to tell you exactly what it is. I ordered it. 32 count flax Belfast linen. Some of us need to get our act together. Sorry, guys. Now, my only negative comment about this piece is that it gets a little fiddly. And you know when you stitch small designs with lots of color changes that you're going to have to deal with changing colors a lot. But it was so worth the effort. And fun in that each little motif was its own finish. So there is that one. And I definitely want that framed soon because it needs to be in our living area, I think, or maybe the hall. This is my huge finish, and I don't know how many years I've worked on this, people. Many years. It is maybe the second Owl Forest embroidery we ordered back in the day when you could order from them. This one is called Russian Windows. My husband picked this out because he loves this architecture and because of those colors. You know we love the blues. So there are so many times that I frogged this piece and so many times it went in the WIP pile and was ignored. But getting ready for doing some finishes, and you know I'm working to finish things in my WIP pile, I just decided this needed my full focused attention. So we have a completed Russian Windows on their beautiful 36 count linen, I believe, 1/2. And guys, I do need to press this more carefully. I pressed it a little bit, but this linen does not want to. It's going to need some steam. I mean, what a treasure. if you're a cat lover, there's several kitties in windows. But the colors of their variegated floss, oh my goodness, what fun to work with. So there's no way really to see this whole thing in the first glance. There's so many details that just make it such a masterpiece. I will say that the blue and green borders worked up a lot more quickly than the brownish beige. Those were a little tricky, but close to the end of each one, I finally got the hang of it. I will say that listening to an audiobook helped me through those. They got a little bit repetitive. But isn't the effect just gorgeous? I love it on their linen, and their floss is just the best. So this will probably be in the front hall. I have another piece with similar colors that's smaller that I might put with it. But my husband is thrilled because this is one of his favorites. I can't believe it's finished, y'all. Just shows what you can do if you stick with it and keep your mind occupied. Okay, let's look at some WIPS, and then we do have a little bit of haul that I don't think I've shown you. We found it when we went to see my dad. Beautiful little needle workshop there. I hope I didn't already show you this. Anyway, we'll see. So when we drove to see my dad, I took this to work on in the car. It's another one I'd love to finish. Two in a Bush by Teresa Kogan. This was a gift from my friend Mary of Mary Cat Stitches. And I just love the piece. Now, you will remember that I was hoping to finish the second bird, and I did accomplish that. I want you to forgive all my wrinkles. Okay, are you getting it? There we go. So the second bird is finished. That would be this one. And you know I had started the border because it's going to take a lot of block stitching. But isn't this the most delightful Pennsylvania Dutch design, I believe? So what you see over here needs to be finished over here. And then that very involved, not in difficulty, but involved border for stitching. It's beautiful for stitching in the car because it is an even weave and it's 2 over 2 and easy to see. These are not our usual colors, but we do have some pieces that have the burgundy in it. So I think we'll definitely be able to find a place for this one. So it's in the pile to work on as much as possible. Just would love to have a finish with that one because I've been at it a while. Let me show you again I don't know if you can see the border on the picture. So you've got the green and then you've got a dark, that may be a black, and then a little bit of the burgundy in there. So it will be a little bit more work, but I do love this one. It's gonna be about this big, you can tell. And I love the two, like lovebirds. They're so sweet. Then a favorite that needs attention and love because I want this on my wall is Rosewood Manor Blue Rhapsody. This was a birthday gift from Natalie. Or Christmas. Natalie, I can't remember. So I'm doing this on a white linen, and it is 28 or 32 count. I don't have that with me. With the called for threads, I believe. Do we pick DMC? Yes. Yes, they are the called for threads. So when I saw you last, I had finished page 1. And page 2, guys, let me try to be organized, is where you see right here. So I finished the R, the Z, started this little motif, and did this whole section. I'm going to hold it up just a minute and then I'll show you the finished picture again. So to go on over to this page will be the goal. And let me show you what that's going to be. Okay, it's going to be more of the alphabet. Here's the part I have done. And then this motif here. So that will be a fun stitch, I think. This is another square piece. I think it will be so beautiful framed. Rosewood Manor is one of my favorites, and I know I say that a lot. So moving over to this page will be the goal. Probably work from here up. Maybe that alphabet will stitch up fairly quickly. Another fun one, Blue Rhapsody by Rosewood Manor. Okay, this little fellow gave me some trouble. Getting hot, guys, and I'm not in the heat without air conditioning. The air feels so still sometimes. This is a Riola's kit, Funny Rabbits. Mary Cat Stitches is doing beautiful work on this one, and I was messaging her the other day because I messed up. And I'll show you what I did, and she is saying keep on going, and if you run out of floss, just buy some more. It is the acrylic wool acrylic that Riola's uses. My problem is that where you're supposed to have done half stitches on this little gray bunny, all these little light color, I did full cross. Now, I like the way it looks because it gives him a fuzzy look. But what if I run out of that floss? Mary very graciously said she'd send me some of hers, but only if she finishes hers. We're not going to have that kind of transaction until she's all finished. They are the sweetest faces. But I get so frustrated with this because I keep making mistakes. So you can see his little fuzzy area should not have been full cross. It should be half. So if anyone has done Riola's kit Seashore Stitcher, maybe you can give me a suggestion. I think you did some full cross instead of half cross on one of yours. Let me know. I don't want to put this in a timeout. I just feel so silly not reading the pattern properly. We get so excited. They were stitching on with that color, and it didn't hit me until I pulled it back out to work on it. So any suggestions will be welcome. Then I pulled out one of my favorites that I've not worked on at all since probably 2 springs ago. It is the Blue Flower, Spring Quail. Dogwoods I love, quail I love. I grew up with both, the dogwood trees and the quail that would run across our yard. And I've told you before that I would love to do the Biscornu and the Darling Pillow, which says, sing of books, of blossoms, birds and bowers, of April, May, of June and July flowers. And there's the little quail. There are 2 little quail. That's so adorable. But this one, and I'm using DMC, I'm using only DMC. I bought this fabric when we were in South Carolina. What is the name of that stitch shop up there? Well, it is the most gorgeous fabric. Oh, here we are, Barefoot Needle Arts. Thank goodness for the tag. And it is 40 count linen. What was I thinking? It's a Witchelt, and the color is aqua. And it is hand dyed because it says it is not color fast. Well, the fact that it's 40 count means I can only work on it with my Ottlight, with my readers. So it hadn't had as much work as it should, but guys, how gorgeous. This is the top. So the quail isn't going to come in till down here. But this is the beginning of the dogwood blossom. This is the bud, of course. So this is what I've been doing the last few nights. And last night I ended up having to frog here because I had made the white go out too far. Anyway, it is too gorgeous not to work on. And I have enough fabric to do something else. So I could do the biscornu and the pillow and probably still have fabric. It is so beautiful. That is fairly true to color. So 1/2, tiny little stitches. I need to move forward. If I could actually finish that bloom, I would be just thrilled. Let me show you that picture again. So this is what I've done so far. This and the leaves, and this is the one I'm working on. So I'd have another big blossom to do and a smaller one. It's not a small piece. It looks so small and easy, but how sweet. And those colors, oh, just my favorite. I think this is my first blue flower. I don't think I've done any of them before. Now, one more WIP, and I could not find the picture, but it is the one I am doing that is Brenda Gervais, Rejoice Evermore. I have no idea where I put the picture. I don't even know where the floss is. It's probably somewhere around my stitching chair, but I got a good bit done on this one during having fun in May. Let me see if you can see this. So I did some more work on the things growing out of the basket, and then I stitched the bird. There will be another bird. Isn't he beautiful? And I started the 1/1, guys, you talking tiny, of the scripture reference here, which is from 1st or 2nd Thessalonians, which says, Rejoice evermore. I hope I can find the picture and the floss so I can work on this some more and also show you what it's supposed to look like. But let me see. I want to try to get the bird up close because his wings are like a satin stitch. It's the prettiest. I don't think there's enough light for you to see that, but just fine, fine work. Not my own work, but required for the pattern. I believe this is 36 count. And when I find the picture, I can show you what the linen is. All right, it's time for haul, and I hope you haven't seen this before. If so, forgive me. When we were visiting my dad, we found a beautiful little quilt, needlepoint, cross stitch, knitting shop, all the above. And I hope I can find Wool Market Fibers. That's what it's called, Wool Market Fibers. It's in, I believe, Gulfport, Mississippi. Did I show you this, guys? I don't know. It's another Rosewood Manor. I've never seen this one before. Dove Moor. Oh, please, look at those colors. And look at those motifs, butterflies, birds, flowers. Oh, berries. My husband and I both were drawn to this one. So I did splurge, and I couldn't buy many of the Weeks Dye Works there because they did not have the stock. I think I did show y'all this because I remember having trouble with the floss. Anyway, there are gorgeous colors. So I ordered the ones I needed. So beautiful. And at my local needlework shop, we chose this 32 count Belfast linen, which is called Platinum by Zweigart. And I think that's the called for fabric, actually. Let me see. Well, I know it is because we looked and ended up deciding this was the best option. Where does it? Yes, Platinum 28 count. So pretty. Is this 28? Oh no, this is 32. She didn't have it in 28. So that will be a fun new start when I get another finish. But no new starts allowed until I get one more finish. All right, guys, that is it. No, it isn't. One more chart. This is your fault, Natalie. You showed this on your last video. And when I was buying that fabric for Doug Moore, she just happened to have Anne with an E, Teresa Kogan. Oh my. I am a big Anne of Green Gables fan. I have reread that series a couple of times. I just love Anne's heart and her spunk. No matter her circumstances, she loved and moved on. And then, of course, this talks of kindred spirits, and we know what it feels like to find a kindred spirit. Please excuse me. But again, this will not be started until there's another finish. But it's too adorable. I'll do the colors called for. I'll probably even do the fabric called for, unless I go a little darker. So Anne with an E. Oh my goodness. Let me think, guys. No book recommendations. I've been tossing books aside because I get into them and there's too much violence or stuff I don't enjoy. But I'm hoping to have something to share in the next video. I encourage you to enjoy every stitch. If you lose your stitchy bug, put something down and pull something else up. Sometimes your mood affects what you're doing, and you know that. Love what you're stitching and know that I send all my best. Keep me abreast of what you're up to in the comments, and take care. I hope to see you sooner rather than later. Love from Texas.